Bernie and Peter share my gratitude and what you do. I said, without you and your hard work getting elected, we couldn't work. I want to brag on Bernie for a moment. You should hear him in the Democratic caucus. When there are some who say, well, you know, maybe, you know, 6, blah, blah, blah. He stands up and says, we're talking about real people. And he stirs them up. I love it. I can then stand up as the moderator of the delegation and say me too. I know Margaret Cheney's going to speak for Peter. Peter has been in Afghanistan and Pakistan, our war zone. I've been emailing him this week. I know what a difficult area that is, having been there. And I applaud Peter for being there, Margaret. I will be glad when he's back so we can sit down and talk about what it is. We've been there to look at where our National Guard's going to be, no matter how you feel about the war. Do me one favor. In our state, we have some very brave men and women that are going over. Take time. If you know a Guard family, go and help them out when that Guard member is out over there. Offer to babysit, offer to shovel, I use a comment, shovel snow or mow lawn in Vermont, it could be the same day. But do things for them. Show them we care about them. Now, for 8 years, we've endured the failed leadership of past administration. The unnecessary and tragic war in Iraq, the disrespect for the Constitution, the disregard for the rule of law, the squandering of our international goodwill and national unity that we had right after 9/11, it was thrown away, the driving our economy to the brink of collapse, a wedge between the rich and the poor. I believe our Vermont values got us through those dark days. I was proud to be one of only 23 senators to oppose the war in Iraq. I did it knowing I was bringing Vermont values to the debate. When the Bush administration shredded the Constitution and politicized our Justice Department, I brought Vermont values to the fight. And probably the worst Attorney General this country's ever had, I forced his removal by pointing out what Vermont values are, and Vermont values are America's values, and those were not the values of that Attorney General. He had to leave. Now, I must admit that the hard work we did here in this state, which brought Vermont as the first state in the Union to be declared for Barack Obama. And I couldn't wait to tell him that we came in for him even ahead of his own state of Illinois. And he said, but there was a time change. I said, details, details, details. 67%. Second highest, Hawaii. Well, you know, by then it didn't make any difference. We did it. And isn't it nice to have a president, when he took the oath of office to uphold the Constitution, actually has read the Constitution and meant it. So that's where we are. We passed the Reinvestment and Recovery Act. We brought $750 million to Vermont. Peter and Bernie and I have worked to bring a almost $70 million smart grid grant to Vermont that's going to put us on the cutting edge of energy efficiency, will allow us to create jobs, will allow us to export our technology, and will allow us to set a standard for the rest of the country, and we're going to do it here in Vermont. Vermont value. Vermont value. And the difference of presidential race and who's in the majority, we confirmed the first Hispanic justice of the Supreme Court, Justice Sonia Sotomayor, and only the third woman justice, and I was proud. Yeah. I was proud. The chair right here. Actually, it was kind of fun. You know, we had on the floor, and Bernie, remember this? We had a dozen Republicans went on the floor of the Senate and said, Leahy's rushing this too much. He's moving this too fast. We need time. We need time to get Rush Limbaugh and the other leaders of our party out there to go after it. And I said, it's the same schedule we had for John Roberts. Do you mean that the schedule for him is not all right for the schedule for her? Subtlety. And we've chosen Vermont's first woman as a federal district judge. Judge Christina Rice, who sailed through the Senate Judiciary Committee, should be confirmed very soon as the first woman to serve as a district judge in Vermont. We've enacted the Lilly Ledbetter Fair Pay Act. Yeah. We said, you know, it's kind of nice that women ought to be paid the same as men. Some of you were in Randolph last month with Marcel and I from the Women's Economic Conference, and Lilly was there. Man, she took the paint off the walls and the ceiling. What a great person. We had the Anti-Hate Crimes Amendment, my amendment. They'd been blocked by a Republican filibuster. We broke through that. And we said violence against any members of any group because of who they are will not be tolerated. We will not allow in America. Yeah. Yeah. We will not allow hate crimes against people because of the color of their skin or because of their sexual orientation. And after 11 years, it was great to have a president who would sign it. And I can't tell you how proud I was to stand there at the White House when he signed it. And you know, it occurs to me that 100 United States senators have great health insurance. Why, after 45 years, shouldn't we have great health insurance for every American? Bernie and I will fight those filibusters. We will fight them. And we will help them. So, we have to work together. There's no better job, no greater honor than representing my native state in the United States Senate. For the struggling dairy farmers who deserve a fair price for their hard work, for our police officers and first responders who need bulletproof vests, and our support for our National Guard members, their families who make us proud, and their selfless sacrifice, for the generations of Vermonters who enjoy Lake Champlain, the Green Mountain Forest, and the other national treasures of our state, for the Vermonters who courageously stood up to oppose the war in Iraq, who fought to close Guantanamo, and who said that we are not a nation that condones torture, for the small businesses that need a hand to add new jobs, for the seniors in our state who need help in heating their home, for every Vermonter who wants to see their children and their grandchildren enjoy life in this blessed state. That's what we're all working for. So thank you for your help, and please give me your support next year for another 6 years. Thank you.